If you're willing and able, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our mayor could not be with us tonight because of travel, so I'll do the best I can. Tonight, Mr. Wiki has generously offered to do our invocation. Mr. Wiki.
All right, let's pray. Lord, we ask that you would be here tonight with us. We ask for your wisdom. And then, Lord, outside these doors, we pray for safety on the roads, all the ice that's forming and is already there, Lord. We just pray over our fellow citizens that you'd be with them. And we also just pray in this Christmas season that no one would ever feel alone. And just pray for an extra portion of joy for all those who live in this city. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you. And Mr. Rose, please call the roll.
Commissioner Burr.
Here.
Commissioner Boring.
Here.
Commissioner Wiki.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Harrington.
Here.
Commissioner Abs.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mullins.
Here.
Mayor Perez.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is proclamations and presentations. Tonight we have Kelly Hostetter from United Way to do our Christmas cash raffle drawing. Thanks for coming, Kelly. I'm sorry?
It's tough to find good.
I know it.
Thank you so much for allowing me to do this year after year. How many years have we done this City of Sturgis?
I'd say it's at least 10 now. Yeah.
Ken got this idea by attending a Chicago Cubs game. And they actually do a very large 50-50 raffle at Chicago Cubs games. And he said in one of our planning meetings, wouldn't it be great if we could raise $65,000 or $70,000 in the City of Sturgis with our 50-50 cash raffle? What are you doing?
That helped.
It really is tough to find raffle. So we're doing this also for our donors, so stand by. Sorry about that. My lovely assistant, Tom Gold. So this year we raised, we beat last year's record. So total income was $5,869. And then we take out the expenses of the license, ticket printing, PayPal fees, which only total $8. And for a net of $56.83. So we are going to give one lucky winner tonight $2,851.50. And we will have that check available tomorrow in our office. So without further ado, would you like to come draw the
Spin it.
I'll draw.
And if I spin it really fast, the top comes popping off, so I'm trying not to do that. You can do whatever you wish and just draw.
Stir it around in there, Jeffrey.
Just stir it around.
Where'd that drop out of the street?
Addie Rutenbar. Tomorrow for you at the United Way office, Sheriff's Property over in Central. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Thank you for your support. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, United Way.
I am going to stick around a few minutes because I'm anxious to hear about the tree recycling.
All right. On to the visitors section here. If we have anybody in the crowd that is wanting to say something to the commission that is not on tonight's agenda, feel free to step forward. Nobody tonight. Okay, so I'll move for looking for approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Support. Okay, we have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Looking for approval of tonight's consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. All right. Motion and a second. All approved?
Aye.
Against? Okay, we'll move on to new business. There is nothing under unfinished business tonight, so the first item on the agenda is Mr. Andrew Cook to discuss the Christmas tree pickup.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, City Commissioners. We were approached by Guest Pro Tree Services regarding a fundraiser for United Way here a little while ago. For a donation to United Way, Guest will pick up Christmas trees from a participating resident's curbside, chip that tree, and then dispose of the chippings. They're proposing to have the pickup take place, and this is a slight change from your packet, now Tuesday, January 6th. And there's a minimum donation to participate of $25 that must be scheduled and paid for in advance. We do have Lisa Taylor and Dave Taylor here from Guest Pro Tree Services. If you have any questions, maybe just if you want to come up to the podium and talk a little bit more about the event.
So I think you got most of the details already. It's taking place on January 6th as opposed to the 5th. We thought we'd give ourselves an extra day after the holidays to make sure we're not too bogged down. But we'd like to have the trees, as the flyer says, out there by 7 a.m. and it is for St. Joe County. And we wanted to pair with United Way. So if you're using the link that we provided in the flyer or the other places it's located?
Just on the flyer.
Just on the flyer?
We'll post it.
Yeah, we'll do some other postings. But it's a really easy sign-up process. So we should have that running nice and smooth. Like Mr. Cook said, a minimum $25 donation. We're hoping that we get a really sizable amount to give to United Way here because they do good things for the community. So, yep. Any questions?
Any questions?
What, is there a deadline, for the residents?
I think January 4th
Okay.
will be the deadline to sign up, but we will cut off the sign up if it fills out too fast. We'll only have one day dedicated to it, so if it gets out of hand, we'll cut it off.
Gotcha.
So the wood chips from this, what are you doing with those? Are those going to the compost site or?
Yep.
Just our compost site?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just one load. We'll limit to one load at the
Right.
compost site.
Limited to one load.
Um,
And I don't think we'll be at that for Christmas trees for a day, so we should be well under that.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about, volume of stuff to the compost site. That was, as we kind of talked with Lisa about the event, that was one concern. The other consideration is just, you see a lot of people that they'll see somebody put their Christmas tree out and somebody come pick it up. Neighbor will just put their Christmas tree out, assuming that it's
Right.
just a new service. So we talked about, we'll probably do a little publicity for the event and promotion and indicate very clearly that this is not a new city service, but it is a donation based only.
Didn't we used to open a compost site up after Christmas?
We
For a
still
day?
do, yep. So we'll open compost site up for people to drop off Christmas trees after, it's, I think, the first 2 weeks after Christmas.
Box of chips would be a lot better than a bunch of trees.
That's true. We don't tend to get a ton of usage of that, Tom. I don't know how many trees you saw there last year.
Last year we took 5.
Took 5 last year,
Oh,
so
really?
we don't tend to get a ton of participation in that, but we do still offer that service. So that'll also be something that we put out to the community so that if they happen to put their tree out in error, they know where they can take it after it's the time has passed.
I guess what are people doing with their trees if they're not taking to the compost site?
Leave
do
them
not
in
know the
their
answer
yards.
to that.
I mean, I've
Leave
seen
them in
them.
their yard. I mean, because there's more than 5 trees in the city. that people have.
They leave them in their yard.
pickup.
I guess just show
Yeah.
it. Okay. Interesting. Any other questions? Anybody? No? All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for being here and thanks for what you guys are going to do.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve the Christmas tree pickup by Guest Pro Tree Service for the United Way on January 6, 2026, as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. We have support.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all again. Next up is Chris MacArthur. He's here to talk to us about the Hydroline 3-phase transformer purchase. Hello, Chris.
Vice Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. Tonight, as part of the 2026 capital budget, the electric department has planned the addition of an alternate feed for the hydro line that extends north of town to the hydro plant. Currently, we only have one transformer that feeds that line, so we don't necessarily have a redundant transformer in town to feed that. So we would like to create that redundancy, and also planning ahead for future substation rebuild at Central Sub, which is in the plan in 2028, I believe, area. So with that, we did accept bids for that, and we did receive two. One from Powerline Supply for $139,106, and then one from TNR Electric at $103,878. Keep in mind, these are not new transformers; these are reconditioned transformers. This specific one, they have taken the core out and rewound the transformer, so it's got new wire internally, but then has been had rigorous testing done as well, and it does have a 3-year warranty that comes along with it. So a pretty significantly reduced price and lead time from a brand new one for sure. I have used these in the past and in other places I've worked, and have never had any issues with refurbished or reconditioned transformers. So.
Great. Any questions for Chris? All right, I guess then, what's the wish of the commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve the purchase of one 3-phase transformer from TNR Electric in the amount of $103,878 as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve a contingency budget in the amount of $5,000 for the purchase of the transformer as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chris, you're up again with the Sturgis Electric Center final design.
Yeah, so at the April 9th commission meeting, the bid for design for the electric utilities building was awarded to Ghaffari Associates. The total project design cost included in the proposal was $581,440. A copy of that pricing detail is included in your packet. The commission did approve working with Ghaffari on the schematic design of the building for an amount not to exceed $100,000. The schematic design is complete and has been presented. Following discussion of the potential purchase of alternate options at the November 24th meeting, staff was directed to move forward with the final design of the building as proposed during the schematic development. This phase of the design includes design development, geotech and topographic surveys, construction documents, bidding, and construction administration. In the original proposal, these costs totaled $486,965. In addition to the original proposed amount for this phase, Ghaffari is requesting a change order in the amount of $12,500 for additional work to onboard a construction manager and split the bidding process. This is an attempt to keep the cost a little bit lower by not having one whole bid and bid out to a contractor, but to onboard a construction manager to split the bid up for major components of that. This will also allow for a little bit smoother process. That way, in the middle of the project, if there is something wrong with the design and the constructability of it, it would be caught early on is the hope and the plan there. So that's what that change order of $12,500 is for. There is $1,500,000 budgeted in the fiscal year 25-26 capital budget for the construction of the Sturgis Electric Center. We are recommending a $50,000 contingency for the design process. And that's all I got.
Great. Any questions from the commission?
I have one. Do we have any kind of estimated timeline as far as completion?
Yeah, so that was a timeline was included in the packet as well, but we anticipate starting or hoping starting construction potentially late summer, early fall of next year, in this budget cycle. So, well, yeah, there it is. Sorry. So about September is what they're estimating.
I imagine we'll have a better sense of completion timeline once we have the trades on board and we have the construction manager on board. They'll be able to give a better sense of
Yeah, I saw
time to
September
completion.
2026, and that's not gonna be done by then.
No,
Yeah.
no, that would be starting. Sorry, did
Right.
you ask when it would be done?
An estimation of. what we're
Gotcha,
planning
yeah,
on.
so, I mean, it just depends on how quickly we move. As Andrew said, we can get foundations and stuff in, and a shell up, depending on the winter, they could potentially work on it, hopefully, throughout the winter, and maybe we'd be in, the spring, summer of the following year, but it just depends, I think, so.
Exciting,
It is, very exciting.
waiting for my tour.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Chris? Okay, what is the wish of the commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve final design, including change order 2 for the Sturgis Electric Center for the amount of $499,465.
Second.
We have a motion and we have support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Second motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve a contingency budget in the amount of $50,000 for project design as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks for your work, Chris.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next up, we have Mr. Sikorsky approaching the podium to discuss the enterprise fleet management vehicles. How you doing, Tom?
Tired, Vice Mayor. Mayor, Commissioners. Included in your packet is, as part of our fiscal 2020, or 25-26 budget, we're looking at replacing 10 vehicles as part of our partnership with the Enterprise Fleet Management. The program was designed to reduce our overall fleet cost and using efficient life cycle management and maximizing resale value. So this will be our third endeavor with Enterprise, and we'll be maxing out our fleet for this type of vehicles, the 3/4 ton truck to SUV vehicles. So included in your packet is a listing of 10 the vehicles anticipated to be leased through the program for this fiscal year. Commission on September 24th approved leasing two of the 10, which are highlighted in green. They were the police interceptor vehicles, patrol vehicles. So we have now completed the remainder, getting quotes and building the other 8. There is one correction in the packet. One of the vehicles, trucks listed for the Parks and Cemetery is not a F-250. It is 1 and 1. It is a 1 250 and a 1 F-150. Based on that, we're recommending leasing the 7 vehicles and selling 8. So, and I included details in the packet. We are under budget. Our resale value, we're going to be making some money. Our anticipated budget, including all vehicles under lease now, was $233,000 or $223,000 for the 23 vehicles. So our budget number for this year was $234,555, and as we sit, we're roughly $43,000 under budget. Are there any questions?
All right, any questions for Tom?
I guess before we get to questions, maybe I can speak to the vehicle that we're not adding back to the fleet and kind of the thought process there. You saw in the packet, we talked a little bit about one vehicle being rotated from the Director of Public Safety down to fill one of the vehicle positions, which would have been a replacement for Tom's truck. Talking with Ryan, he came up with the idea. He knew that previously Commission had been interested in exploring a vehicle stipend as opposed to having him to a take-home vehicle. Brought up the concept of doing that. I know at the time we had continued to move forward with the take-home vehicle for him at a 3/4 ton pickup rate because of operational needs, primarily the need to pull the emergency trailer, as well as the ability to haul equipment from fires, for example, hoses that have been used in the fire, things of that nature. The other critical piece, I think, at the time that we were looking at was the fact that if he ran lights and sirens, that vehicle couldn't be covered under his insurance. Therefore, there needed to be some type of hybrid insurance situation involved. Taking a look at it again, in knowing that he had limited time left before his retirement, he was willing to give that model a test and a shot. He ran the numbers on what that looked like. With an $800 stipend to him for a vehicle, we can save about $400 a month based on the lease cost of the vehicle that's currently with his in his possession, as well as the fuel that's consumed by that's paid for by the city.
Is that insurance too?
The $400 did not include an insurance cost. The insurance difference is actually negligible. I think we priced it out. It was about $30 one way or the other. Because it's group insurance, it's a little bit difficult to quantify. But that $400 is basically just the lease and fuel cost piece of things. The caveat to that, at that stipend amount, Ryan would be required to have a 3/4 ton pickup that could pull the emergency trailer. That would be a condition of him having the stipend. And then obviously the vehicle would still be available for the duties of, again, taking fire hose, anything else that's due on normal course, with the exception of lights and sirens. So the truck would not have lights and sirens. It would be covered under his insurance. So that was the concept. Again, trying to find a way for a little bit of cost savings, and looking at that. So that was the proposal. Looking at the numbers, it was hard not to bring it to the commission. So that's the setup, and I'm happy to answer any questions on that if you have any.
You speak to the savings being in the lease and the fuel. How does the fuel work with the stipend versus?
He gets $800. He gets $800, and he pays for his own fuel. He pays for the fuel on the truck.
100%.
Correct.
And he's putting no lights on there, any kind of?
No.
Wasn't that kind of dangerous if we're rushing to get to a fire or to an accident or something, since he's on 24/7? It would seem like that'd be a little bit of a liability, rushing around and taking chances.
Well, he wouldn't be able to use lights and sirens or do anything. He would be driving in normal course. Now he'd be responding to the scene, but it wouldn't be under lights and sirens because he wouldn't have them on that vehicle. The only question is if that would be the main drawback from a functionality standpoint, but that's something he's willing to do.
Do you currently have lights and sirens?
Correct.
Didn't we just get that 2 years ago?
I'm sorry?
Didn't we just purchase that 2 years
Correct.
ago?
Correct.
That's going
So
to
that,
your department.
that truck the Director of Public Safety has, that was last year's model.
Mhm.
So we leased that out. So that truck, so the white line, instead of building the truck for replacing my truck, which is up for replacement, I would be taking the Director's truck, and then I could utilize it in my operations both as public services and on the airport.
it upgrades for plowing.
Yes,
Would be
so
the main
I would have a
benefit to rotate.
dedicated truck and plow for the airport versus taking one out of the fleet. Because as now, the last 2 weeks, I've spent more time plowing snow in 2 weeks than I have in 2 years. And that takes a plow truck from the guys going around doing parking lots and dead ends. And I'm out on the airport doing taxi lanes and tarmac and cleaning up corners. So with this model, that truck gets a plow and functions.
You don't
both.
need a new one.
What's that?
Like yours was up, I said, and you don't need a new one.
We would
Right.
not, we would
Right.
not
Okay.
build a truck. That's where that additional cost saving is coming in, but we would be selling my truck. So that's where we're building 7 and selling 8.
Does your truck currently have a plow on it?
My truck is an F1, or basically a half-ton truck. So it is not, it is just an extended cab with lights.
Well, you could put a plow on that, could you not?
I would not put a plow on a half-ton truck.
Well, 22 years, I plowed parks and
I'm
cemeteries.
not putting a
with
plow on a half-ton truck, I understand
I use
that.
a
I did it
half-ton
at the
truck,
wastewater plant for
and
4 years,
And it was great, and we didn't replace it in 5 years.
and there is at one time, that half-ton truck got used and abused, and we ended up having to spend more money to put a heavier front end under it to carry Western 8'6" plow, so.
That truck is being replaced, up for replacement anyway, the one that you have currently, correct?
The one that I have will be sold,
Okay.
and
It would have been replaced no matter what.
it would have been
replaced,
replaced
right.
regardless,
Yeah.
with, in kind, a half-ton truck.
So the leasing of vehicles is new to me since I'm back on the commission. How does that work as far as outfitting leased vehicles? Like when the time is up?
There's a portion that is covered in part of the lease, and if it's over $7,500, we pay half of it. And our current builds and our current models were, for the trucks coming into public services, the budget was $2,600, because we are just putting plow mounts in controllers and using existing plows. So
I guess what I mean is like, you know, if you would normally lease a car, it's got to stay under a certain amount of miles, and it's got to look nice when you bring it back to them, and then we're like outfitting them and putting all kinds of stuff on them. Like when you.
we are, our lease, our model is 10,000 miles a year
So-
on these trucks
Tom-
and vehicles. So
Go ahead.
we are, the outfit, I mean, it's covered, so we can build the truck like it was ours and use them like we would if we were buying them, and then it's all covered on the lease.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, we build it with Enterprise, with the
Yeah.
upfitting.
So
they're-
it
they're a
is-
part-
it's-
They know exactly what
Yeah.
is being upfit, and they're a part of that process.
Right, yeah.
No, so we do not take delivery, Enterprise owns the trucks up until it's delivered. So we build the trucks, Enterprise places the order, comes off the line, and if it's got to go to 3 different outfitters, it goes to those 3 separate outfitters before we accept delivery. And if there's any issues at any one time from any one of those outfitters and I deny it, it's still Enterprise's truck until Enterprise has those corrected by the outfitters. And it's happened 3 times. I've denied vehicles because there's been issues from the outfitters, so.
So that's a bit of a plus then, really.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So if a truck comes in with a scratch, and there's been 3 of them that have come in from the dealer with a scratch, and during our inspection, we note it, I make a phone call, the delivery crew is instructed to take it back. So it is kind of a win-win for us.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Tom?
I think $800 is a pretty large stip, and that's, if you're looking at the 2026, with a snowplow on it, the payment is $946 a month. So without the snowplow, it's $2,700 or less on the price, which I'm sure would affect the monthly payment. So basically, we're going to be paying for him to get a new truck.
I can tell you that the lease cost for his current vehicle is $963 a year, or excuse me, a month. Fuel is $250 a month roughly, against the $800 that we'd be paying in the stipend.
That stipend is for not only paying his own vehicle, but for fuel and for his own insurance.
Correct.
Pay on the vehicle.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a savings there.
Correct.
Right.
And
Saving about $5,000, basically.
Correct.
And I have a 3/4 ton truck, and they're very expensive.
One other question I have is the additional government vehicle incentive. What is that?
That's none of ours. That is all what Enterprise gets from the manufacturers. So that is what the anticipated, the current, as of December 4th, is the anticipated incentives that we will get. These trucks, or these vehicles are discounted
So that's the discount.
as of December 4th, yes. And they could change based on, from the time now till the orders are placed, but right now this is where we are. Those are the incentives that we're guaranteed.
Okay. One other request I would have is if we could get these reports on two pages, so that we get them a little bit larger so we can read them, because I don't have my magnifying glass with me, it's kind of hard to read.
Sure.
Uh,
We can increase the font size a little bit for you at a bare minimum, so.
Well, I know it won't fit all on one page, we'll need two, but
Yeah.
that's just,
Yep.
in previous information on Enterprise, we have had a little bit larger fonts for us old people.
Yep, no problem. And feel free, if you're looking through the packet and you're having that problem during the week, let me know and I can get a revised version out with a little bit easier font to
I got
read
through
too,
it.
so.
It's just a little harder, but
Yep,
I get
no,
through it.
no problem.
Okay, no further questions, thank you.
Okay, any other questions, comments? If not, what's the wish of the commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Sturgis City Commission approve the replacement of vehicles by lease and disposal with Enterprise Fleet Management as presented.
Support.
We have a motion and support, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. All right, we're on to commissioner and staff comments. I'll ask Tom or Chris, anything else to add tonight? Nothing?
I just would note, John Griffiths, who was the electric superintendent before myself, is now retiring from Charlotte.
Cool.
That was announced today, so I just wanted to.
Thanks for sharing that.
How long since he retired?
Yeah, I want to say it's around that time.
Okay.
Yep. The only thing I have to say to Chris is, if you see a phone call from the Charlottesville city manager, don't accept it.
I don't like to know that.
All right, anything for the public safety tonight? Nothing? No, all right. Don't want to run through the arrest reports with us? Let's just, Sadie, anything tonight?
Nothing tonight.
Ken?
I haven't talked to the mayor, but he's not solidarity, like boycotting the meeting, Pop-Tart reason? No, just checking.
I get it.
Okay.
I thought it
And
was
probably so.
over the Lions
Yeah,
and the Cowboys.
Lions,
So I was
Cowboys.
waiting.
I think Ken was alluding to the fact that Notre Dame decided
know.
not to
Yeah.
attend.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the Lions with him.
Ken, can you speak any more on Sister City?
We do have dates, early May, so we'll, I've been in contact with them briefly, but we'll start working that out. They're wanting to limit it to about 15 folks going, assuming you have a +1, and I think we can convince them to do 16, but yeah, we'll start putting that out there. So think about it. If you're available in May, I would imagine commission probably is up first, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Do we have priority on that?
What's that?
Do we have priority on that?
I think you could make a motion to that effect, so,
Okay, anything from the press today? Maxwell?
Since the last
Mike.
time I said something, Andrew got upset, I'll say no.
Okay.
You can say whatever you'd like.
No,
All right.
Mr. Reed, anything tonight?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Andrew, anything?
Just a couple things. Tom, do you want to come talk about William Street? I know I had a commissioner ask a question about a potential hole in the road, so maybe just give an update on what we're dealing with on William Street.
I haven't had the chance to respond. Emailed somewhere else. Can't remember.
So last week, we received a couple phone calls regarding a sinkhole on William Street. So what it turned out is our storm sewer crews that are cleaning the storm sewer potentially found a weak spot or a weak joint in that line, and it collapsed. So late last week, our crews were out there, made repairs, but we're kind of finding that in our not our sanitary, that too. We got one of those on Michigan and Cherry, which probably still has some barrels or a barricade around it. During our Michigan Street lift station project, we were asked to clean out the line, and when we went to clean out the line, we started pulling gravel, and lo and behold, we were missing 8 feet of pipe. We don't know where it went. We don't know where the pipe went. Looking at the video from our 2015 sanitary survey, it was all there. So right now we have made a repair on it, but it's not permanent, so there is still potential for the street to cave in with traffic, so that's why we still have it barricaded. And then lastly, with the part of that project as well, our storm, there was some storm that had to be replaced in that project to get pipe in, and when the contractor was inspecting it, they're finding the joints in that big pipe, so that's like 27-inch pipe, it's separating, so we're gonna be looking at our storm sewer system a little differently in the future. So that's where we are. And continued, since we're doing updates, last night we spent from 4 o'clock to 2:30 this morning on a 10-inch water main in front of Applebee's for a WB, and that 10-inch pipe is beyond its useful service life that we've all known, so that is going to be something we look at in the future. And on our water side, and then turned around at 10 o'clock this morning, received another phone call on a WB at Walker and Pioneer over in that side of town. So we've been busy between snow and now water. It is the season.
And for those who didn't catch the shorthand, you'll hear Tom refer to water breaks as WBs because they don't want to speak the name unless they call out more.
Oh, I was thinking it was Warner Brothers.
No.
It's not Warner Brothers. I wish it was. But that is slang. Our slang is WB for water breaks. We end up, Applebee's was understanding and made arrangements. They couldn't serve in the restaurant, but we kept them going for as long as we could, doing takeouts, and I proved that there was a real serious issue, and then they took it from there, which was 4 chains up the ladder, so, but we got them up and operational for this morning.
So you mentioned that one up there on South Centerville and Applebee's,
Yes.
that it's no longer usable.
It's
This-
used, it's being used, but
Well, it's-
got my eyes on it for the first time last night, and it broke. It did what we call a spiral, so it spiraled from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and within 4 inches of that break was Applebee's 2-inch service. So it was real tight and a lot of water.
So it sounds like you got a lot, you're seeing what's underneath there now, and you're talking about doing some repairs, I'm thinking, or are we waiting?
I mean, part of it is just,
Yeah,
that is a big
yes.
South Centerville project that would be included or being, getting some funding from the state. So,
Because it was gonna be, all of that was gonna be taken care of.
Correct.
At that
Yes.
time.
So, yes,
Right.
that's all part of the consideration. I mean, this highlights the need to do that now. With that, I think that section of pipe, that part of South Centerville had some previous
yeah,
breaks, I want to
so
say by
when we
Walmart.
got into it last night, we found remnants of a previous break, and we got talking about it today, and it appears that there was a break, maybe 2-3 years ago, closer to Applebee's driveway. And then there has been breaks in front of Walmart, there's been breaks at the corner, or at the intersection of Fawn River and South Centerville. And being on that job last night, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of pregame because we have to prep our valves, find our valves, and being on a state highway, we have to do an advance notice, put out traffic control. So there is a lot going on, and motoring traffic doesn't care about us. So our heads are on a swivel.
So my original question was, so MDOT is planning on doing this reconstruction, we're planning on doing that stuff. Is that still on our calendar, or is that being moved up to do it before they're?
Still on our
It's
calendar.
still on our calendar.
Still on our calendar. I mean, it will be in advance of that project, but we have it budgeted, and you'll see it again on the capital budget when we bring it to you for next year's budget. So.
So yeah, it's been a busy time, and both assets, vertical, horizontal, it's keeping us busy.
Good, sounds like fun.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
Thanks for what you do, Tom.
Just continuing on, Tom mentioned storm sewer cleaning in Ward 2 as being part of what, what found the William Street sinkhole or caused it to fail now versus failing later. That project's nearly complete, so they're just kind of wrapping up, so those trucks, you'll start to see them disappearing from town. Out at the wastewater treatment plant, just to catch up on a few projects, primary clarifier work, that's complete at the wastewater treatment plant. Work is starting and progressing on the intermediate clarifier 1 and the MLSS pumps, both of which Commission approved here within the last year or so. So those projects, demo's been completed or in process, and installations underway. Other than that, wanted to mention our city Christmas party, December 19th, that's Friday at noon. I know commissioners will often attend and help give out cards to city employees, so I want to get that on your calendar. And then just a reminder that our next meeting is next Wednesday, December 17th, here at our normal time of 6 o'clock.
Great. That's noon on the 19th?
That's correct.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Commissioner Harrington, anything on that?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Commissioner Adams?
Nothing, just heard really good things about things downtown last week, and a lot of positive comments about all that's going on.
Always love to hear that. Is that it? Okay, Commissioner Bourne,
Nothing tonight.
Mr. Wiki.
Yeah. Dan, sorry. Commissioner Dan and I got an email from Mike and Carol Anderson at 505 South Nottawa Street. They live right beside Dead Man's Hill. They're the last house there on the right. I'll just read the email. It's not that long, so it says, "Good afternoon. We were previously in contact with Roger Moyer while he was our commissioner. Since he is no longer a commissioner, and since there's been no resolve that we're aware of, we're reaching out to you both. Our neighbors seem to be running a repair service in their drive. Not exactly certain. The vehicles have Indiana plates. Every once in a while, a new Michigan plate might show up, or there's no plates at all. Some never move and seem to be in repair, hoods up, jacked frames, etc. Others are often parked in the yard or over the sidewalk. In addition, this single-family dwelling, not a rental, has several adult males and sometimes an occasional female or child staying at the house. We're pretty sure there are ordinances in place that are being openly violated or just not consistently followed. We have been in contact with Will Pritchard at the city office with some of these issues, but feel you should also be aware, and then just had questions if anything's being done about it. And then a second email just saying there has been a lot of movement on the property this week, so she's hoping that maybe they're cleaning things up. But
Is that the two-story White House that's right before the Anderson's house?
Yes.
Yeah, I've noticed, because going to the other side of town, go by it all the time. A lot more cars lately that I've seen in their driveway. And when it comes to, I swear, half the people in my subdivision are driving cars with Indiana plates that are there all the time, so.
Oh, yeah. It's because insurance
I
is cheaper.
don't know how they work that out, but I know insurance is a lot cheaper, but yeah, I did, yeah.
I can tell you, so this 503 South Nottawa, I believe, is the address that's in
Should be,
question.
yeah.
We have been addressing that property for overcrowding, unregistered rental, other issues. I know that that's something that we've been paying attention to, looking into whether the proposed owner lives there, those types of things. These things can be very difficult to prove to a standard that allows us to take additional steps, particularly when it comes to overcrowding and things of that nature. I know that we continue to monitor that property. I think to the extent that there's any trash or other things that are out there, those are things that we can enforce. I'll double check that we have stuff in process on that. But I know for a fact that the issues related to overcrowding, or whether it was a registered, unregistered rental, tags from other states, those types of things have been monitored and are being looked into. So.
okay.
I had talked to Mike some time ago with his issues with that place. He's very
understandable that
yeah.
it's there are certain things that can be very easy for us to address when it comes to trash. There are other things that are very difficult because you're looking at a standard of proof and how you track those things.
Well, the vehicles that aren't runnable, usable, those can be addressed right away, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know if it's worth mentioning, the Department of State regulates mechanics, and I don't know if they're looking for that, if they're an unlicensed.
I mean, if it's an unlicensed business, we also have a home occupation question that would be in consideration, but you also have people that are gonna, if they're working on their car for a day, it may look all world like they're,
Yeah.
depends on
whether
the seriousness and how much. I don't know this particular case, I won't speak to it.
It seems like that driveway is right next to that other house,
Oh, it is.
which makes it,
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
Well, I've seen 9 cars parked there, and they only got enough parking lot for 3 of them, so
Mhm.
we can get them on that too.
Yeah.
Sure. They don't have proper parking structure.
That's it. All right, thank you. Commissioner Miller.
Going to tell The mayor, go Lions, but he's not here. I'll tell him later. Go Lions. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Commissioner Burke?
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Mr. Smith?
Tomorrow is National Noodle Ring Day.
National what?
Neutering?
Noodle Ring Day.
Oh, I thought you said
Think like macaroni and cheese cooked in a bundt pan, then dumped out. Good stuff.
All right.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to add except for this. If you can't be kind, be quiet. Let's all be kind to one another. With that, this meeting is adjourned.